Hey everybody, I got my popcorn all ready. Because you know what? It's Sue from Search, Save, and Salvage Team. Well, that's not what. But anyways, I got my popcorn and my drink all ready. Because you know what's coming up? Ruth! She's coming up with an awesome DIY. Get the popcorn, get your drink, or maybe you should get your fabric and your scissors. Follow her along. She has an awesome project for you. Stay tuned, because here she comes. Here's Ruth.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Search, Save, and Salvage. I'm Ruth, and I'm here with a DIY project. This is a pocket pillow. It can hold your books, it can hold your cards, it can hold whatever for any child, any person, and I'm going to give you directions on how to make your own. The front of my pillow is embroidered because I do embroidery, but this can be any decoration you want on the front, whether it be fabric paint or a really nice sweatshirt or your favorite scarf, anything. So I'm going to show you how I made mine. The first step for me is to make the pocket. Whoops. And again, mine is just embroidered. This is actually a scarf. I had gotten some scarves at the end of last year for the spring, and these were actually 50 cents a scarf, and I'm able to get 4 pockets out of it right at Walmart. Can't beat that. So I went ahead, and it happens to be the right length. You want to make sure that whatever you bring up, whatever you put on your pillow, you want to bring it up enough so that there's enough room at the bottom for your pocket to curl under. Otherwise, it won't sit correctly. It will sit correctly, it's just that your pattern will be way down here. So let us begin. For this project, you will need scissors, a rotary cutter, or not, a ruler, a cutting mat. Unless you're not using a rotary cutter, you don't need the cutting mat, and an ironable surface. For this project, I am using 2 fat quarters. The reason why I use fat quarters is because I have too much stuff. So rather than going out to buy the material, I'm using 2 fat quarters. I also have my pillow form. My pillow form was available at Walmart for $3 for a 16 by 16 pillow. And this style on the back is a slipcover style, otherwise known as an envelope pillow. So it can be removed and washed in case your child has popcorn while they're reading or a snack. No worries here, this is completely washable. So I had taken my fat quarters, I had opened them, and I have ironed them. I used a steam function on my iron to get out those marks from being packaged up. You want to cut your fabric one piece, 16. I went 16 and a half by 16 and a half. Your pillow is 16 by 16, and that extra ½ inch around all sides actually gives you enough for your seams, to seam allowance. Now on the back of the pillow, because we want it to be envelope style, these will actually lay over each other. So the back of the pillow we won't cut 16 and a half by 16 and a half. Instead, we want to be able to have 2 pieces. Your fat quarter is 18 by 21. So I have cut 2 identical pieces at 16 and a half by 10. That gives us 16 inches for the height of the pillow, along with 4 inches to overlap to make your envelope slit. So we take our fat quarter. I'm just going to try to move this. And we're just going to measure the 16 and a half. Use our cutter. And cut out all the pieces. Then we'll take our 16 by 10 pieces. And this is just one way to make the pillow. I'm going to show you other ways as well. This is a 16 and a half by 10, and what you're going to do is fold it up by 1/4 inch and iron that down. And we're only ironing it because we're going to sew it across. Now, I didn't say a sewing machine was needed and supplies needed because you don't have to use a sewing machine. You can use a needle and thread and whip stitch it together. Or single, straight stitch it together. Not whip stitch. Just like that. All I did was fold it over and iron it. I'm going to do that with the next 16.5 by 10 inch piece. I'm going to fold it over 1/4 inch and I'm going to iron it. You can not iron it if you don't want to, and you can just use your pins to pin it in place. I iron it because I always poke myself with my pins. And that's it for this step. So now I have two 16.5s by 10, each folded down 1/4 inch. Now I'm going to go to my sewing machine and I'm going to sew along my folded line, just a simple straight stitch, and I'm going to stay right in the middle of my 1/4 inch. So let me bring you to my sewing machine. Now again, all I'm going to do is mess up the camera. I'm going to sew along my fold. You want to have coordinating thread in your machine because sometimes people might pick it out. But because I have such a white background, I'm using white thread, and I'm just using a regular everyday Brother sewing machine. Nothing fancy. So you want to make sure you put your back stitch in. A couple back stitches. And then you're just going to go down the line. Very simple. Again, if you don't have a sewing machine, you can do a simple straight stitch with the needle and thread. And that's it on this one. And that's all I did, was a straight line. So all I did was put that straight stitch in. I'm going to do that on the second one. Don't forget to add your back stitchings. And voila, magically, it's done. Now, let us go back over to our work area. And hope I don't drop the phone. And for this part, it's very easy. Now we want to put together our pillow. We've already done our ironing. We've already put in our seams. I'm going to try to make the foam so it's even. Yeah, right. This is why I need a recorder. There we go. So, what I'm going to do is take my back piece, the 16.5 by 16.5. I'm going to lay it out right side up. I'm going to take my pocket and I am going to place it right on top. I'm going to make sure that my pattern is centered. Just like that. Now because this is a scarf, it's got the hem along the bottom, and that's fine. I'm actually going to sew it right along the hem piece so I can cut that off. But I'd like to leave it on there for now for stitching. So then we need our back pieces on. And we're just going to sandwich it all together. We want to put our finished edge with our stitch in the middle. Our unsewn sides will be on the top. So you want to put that together. And then I'm going to pin it to make sure it stays together. sure nothing moves. Then I'm going to get my bottom piece, and again, unsewed side will now go at the bottom so that both finished ends will meet in the middle. And this overlapping is going to be your envelope pillow. So we'll put that there. And I'm going to pin it right along the bottom so that all three pieces are together. I'm also going to pin it in the middle just so everything stays together. I'm the world's slowest pinner. It's surprising I get projects done at this rate. So now my pillow is ready to go back to the machine to be sewn. And for this part of the project, you can sew all four sides nice and closed. You want to give yourself that 1/4 inch seam allowance, and I'm going to start on the side that was just hemmed. It doesn't matter which side you start on. So I'm going to try to point you towards this machine. For these stitches, we kind of want to be kind of straight, because that's how our pillow will sit. So I'm doing, again, a straight stitch. Go at your own pace. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to do this. I'm doing a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm going along that hem at the bottom so that I can take that hem out after. All we're doing. When you get to the end, stop, have your needle down, lift it up, pivot, and continue. And all I'm doing is that straight stitch. And because it's a 16.5 by 16.5, and we're giving the 1/4 inch on each side, we've actually taken up that. So our pillow envelope will end up being 16 by 16, which is what our pillow is, which is okay, because then it makes a nice snug fit, I think. But I know other people think that somewhere. Again, needle down, lift up the foot, turn around. Yes, I have more than a 1/4 inch because it overlapped a little bit more than I would have liked. I don't know why. Make sure you remove your pins as you go. So your pocket, my pocket is embroidered because I do embroidery. If you need an embroidered pocket, you can always email me. Again, lift my foot up and down. And I'm just going to pin this right here because on the other side it tried to unjiggle. So here I go. This is the last side. My 1/4 inch seam allowance. you have a walking foot, that's perfect for this material, or for this project, I should say. Add a back it. Lift up your needle. And voila. So I'm going to take out my pins. So I know I have some and I always stick myself. Now I have the corners. Before I turn this right side out, I am going to want to cut the corners. It helps it sit better with the pillow. That's all we're doing, is cutting the triangle right off. Now I knew that my pocket was longer than my pillow because I don't really measure. I just measure at 17 inches. Don't know why. And cut all that off, and my extra on my other end of my pocket. You can use anything for a pocket, and an old t-shirt, as I mentioned before, a button down, and then this is my hem that I told you, found a pin, that I was going to cut off, so I'm just going to do that now. And I'm only recycling these scarves. And you can probably get them at any Salvation Army. Fleece is pretty cheap on sale days at Joann's. Or I've never really bought it anywhere. I only have a Joann's and a Michael's near me. And we all know Michael's doesn't sell fabric. So, now let's go over here. So now, we just take our pillow, no more pins. There's a pin hiding. It's a pin and it's hiding. So now that we have all the pins out, we're going to turn it right side out. I'm going to poke out our corners. Just like that. Stray pieces of string. And you'll notice the corner, because we cut it, turns right out. If you keep it square, it doesn't turn out as outward as nice. And that's our pillow. And we have our pocket on the back, which looks funny because this is our envelope on the back. And this is our front. And all we're going to do is put the pillow form inside, which I'll take out of this pillow because I wasn't prepared. We're going to put our 16 by 16 inch pillow in. This is a very simple project for any beginner level sewer. All you need to do is cut and straight stitch. No exact science. I mean, if your stitches are crooked, doesn't matter. Voila. Here's my envelope. So now, when the book goes inside, it makes a great Christmas gift, birthday gift, and that's it. One thing I else wanted to tell you is that Walmart has, let me put it out because it's under everything. Right now, Walmart has fleece blankets for $2.50. $2.50. They come in an array of colors. They come all balled up. It's 50 by 60. you can get, Sue and I figured it out, and by using this one $2.50 blanket, you can make 9 pillows of the 16 by 16. You can also make 12 pillows if you get a smaller pillow, of course, pillow form. Pillow forms come in all sizes, all shapes, rectangles, squares, whatever. So just food for thought. Walmart $2.59. Walmart clearance scarves, 50 cents, and I got 3 or 4. I got 4. And I used 2 fat quarters, which I believe are $1.79 at Walmart. If you don't want to use fleece on the front, you don't have to. I also picked up solids for 97 cents at Walmart, and it's Waverly. So if you didn't want to use fleece, you don't have to. If you're not embroidering on the front or decorating it, you can even use printed as your pocket. The sky's the limit. If I can answer any questions, go ahead and email me. Sue will put the link below. And thanks for joining us. Bye.